So this is our final sample question from section 5.1. Notice that it says simplify using the properties of exponents. Notice that we have a combination. We have c's on top that are the same. We have c's at the bottom that they're same. And then we have this and this that also match, numerator versus denominator. So you gotta remember, when we have a combination, both product and quotient, we said our first step is to make sure that every variable has an exponent. In our case, yes, c to the 6th, c to the 8th, c to the 4th, c to the 3rd. So if you didn't see an exponent for one of those letters, then you're gonna write in the understood 1. Put in 1 for the exponent. Next, we're gonna do the product rule. Remember, treat the numerator separate from the denominator. Remember how I covered up? That way, when we cover up for any like bases, we keep the same like base and we're gonna add the exponent. So let's do that now. Cover up, do the numerator separate from the denominator. So for me, let's cover up the bottom. If I cover up the bottom, you can see in the numerator, yes, I have understood multiplication, C, remember, this 6 only applies to this letter C, this 8 applies to only this letter C, so that means they match the same base, so keep the same base, C, but add these numbers. 6 plus 8, don't multiply, add, you get 14. Once you're done the top, focus on the denominator. This 4 only applies to this C, this 3 only applies to this C, and you can see that we have matching variables. We have matching bases. So keep that same matching base of C. Don't write it out twice, just write it down once. And then 4 and another 3 means that I have 7 of them. Okay. So I took care of the top separate from the bottom. So I'm done with the product rule. Now, do we have the quotient rule? Do we have c's on top that matches c's at the bottom? Yes. So for like bases, we keep that same like base, and then remember, subtract top exponent minus bottom exponent. Subtract. I know, it's very tempting to say 14, 7, c squared. Because in your mind, you're doing 14 divided by 7. But you have to subtract. So again, keep the same base. C, keep it as C. Top exponent minus bottom exponent. 14 minus 7 is 7. There's no coefficients, so this is your final answer. Or you could have asked yourself the 2 questions when it comes to the quotient rule. You have c's on top, you have c's on the bottom. Where do you have more? 14 c's on top, 7 at the bottom. So where do you have more c's? You have more c's on top. So where would I put c's? Either in the numerator or denominator. If I have more on top, I put the c on top. By how many more? 14 versus 7. If you wrote 14 c's out and 7 c's at the bottom, and you cancel 1 for 1 to 1 to 1 to 1, you would have an extra 7 c's on top. Understood 1 at the bottom, and then you know that C7 divided by 1 would still give you C to the 7.